Hey everybody, I'm Jacob. You ever think about what life was like before the remote control was invented? Just imagine, every time you wanted to change the channel, you had to actually get up, walk over to the TV, and change the channel dial.
We'll be right back after these messages. Don't touch that dial.
I should appreciate you more. But we're not here to talk about remote controls. We're here to talk about self-control. Self-control is choosing to do what you should even when you don't want to. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a remote control for ourselves? An actual self-control? That way, if I was ever feeling bored or something, I could just, change the channel. Like, all right, you varmint, you've met your match. I'm the fastest channel switcher on this side of the Colorado. Sure is lonely out in space. Fall back, picks his target. Pass! Sorry, Miss Ackerman. Dance party! I'm the Turquoise Avenger. I knight thee! Can't stop dancing! Can't stop dancing! Things are getting out of hand! Scalpel! Whoa! Finally, I had to take the batteries out. That was trouble. In today's story, we'll find out that when you lose control, trouble is exactly what you'll get. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Wow, I've never lost control of the remote control before. Good thing you took out those batteries. But that does get me to thinking, what do we lose control over? Can you think of something? Yeah, I think we all can, and probably have lost control of our emotions at times. And when you lose control, it can cause trouble. Today, we're focusing on one single verse in the Bible. Just one, because there is a ton to learn from it. Here's the verse. It is Proverbs 25:28. It says this: "A person without self-control is like a city whose walls are broken through." Sounds simple enough. Let's begin with the most basic use of a wall: protection. And back in history, when this proverb was written, cities had walls for protection. Most cities had massive stone walls around them to keep invaders from, invading. If your life is like a city, like the comparison in the proverb uses, then there are lots of things that are a part of our lives. I mean, in a city you have streets and buildings and people and parks and all sorts of things. But the most important thing in the city are the people in it. In your life, your city, you have different relationships with all the people in your city, all the people in your life. And all of those people and all of those relationships are worth protecting. So, what if how you live could be a part of protecting the people you care about? Let's read Proverbs 25:28 again, one more time. "A person without self-control is like a city whose walls are broken through." In other words, when we make wise choices in the way we show self-control, we're actually creating a wall that can protect our relationships. You might wonder how that works. So first, let's think about the ideas that can get in your own head. Your mind is worth protecting, but how in the world do you protect your mind? It's not like you can stop negative thoughts from popping in your head all the time, right? But you can protect yourself from all sorts of things that lead to negative thoughts. Think about it. What you listen to and watch, with all that's available to us through technology and social media, we can scroll through a lot of messages and, we just want to find that one funny video, but sometimes we see all this other stuff on the way to the video. You don't mean to see it or hear it, but you do. Over time, the more you hear those things, the more you think about those things, and the easier it is for those negative thoughts and images to impact how you think about yourself and others. That's why it's important to ask God to help to have self-control. Think about how what you're listening to and watching is impacting the person you're becoming. There's a word for that. It's a word for us to remember when it comes to self-control. Integrity. Integrity is basically choosing to be true to yourself no matter if you're by yourself, with your family, or hanging out with friends. Who you are with them should be who you are when no one's looking. If we want to have integrity, we need to think about how we're blocking the things that can hurt us before they even get in front, of our eyes. Oh, gosh. What about the relationships you have with members of your family? Those are definitely worth protecting with some self-control. We love our families and the people in our life that we consider as close as family. But even though we love them, sometimes they can get on our nerves. Stop poking me. Stop taking my things. Stop telling me what to do. How we respond in those moments matters. You can't stop everything from happening, but you can protect relationships you have with something Jesus said, love. Now, I'm not talking about how you love pizza or you love birthday presents or how you love Disneyland. Oh, no. I'm talking about taking time to care about someone. It could be a sister, an aunt, a cousin, not just in the words you say, but also in what you do, your actions. You might be annoyed by your brother or sister because they want you to play with them. Play with me, play with me, play with me, play with me, play with me. You'd like to slam your door shut and shout, leave me alone. But maybe they just look up to you and enjoy spending time with you. When you choose to respond with love, you let them know that they matter to you. What about when your mom or dad tell you to pick up your room when you'd rather be doing, anything else? You can respond in a way that helps or hurts the relationship with your parents. Instead of making matters worse by what you first want to say or do, maybe show some self-control and think about how your actions can show love. Maybe you can take a moment to pick up your room or help with something else that might need to be done around the house. Choose to show love. What about friendship? Good friends can be hard to come by. You've probably experienced this firsthand, but sometimes people can be super mean to one another. When you find a group of friends or even just one great friend, it's important to be a good friend back. When you choose to be a good friend, it means you take time to care about how they feel, not just how they make you feel. A good word that can help us build a wall of protection is the word respect. We can respect our friends by giving them the benefit of the doubt when they say or do something that might hurt us or upset us. And before we lose control and decide to take revenge, we can pause to consider that possibly they didn't know that what they said or did would hurt our feelings. Maybe they were having a bad day and took it out on us, and actually they're really sorry about it. In this moment, respect your friends enough to talk with them face to face and get the entire story. Jesus once said to treat others the way you want to be treated. We can protect our relationships by having respect for ourselves and for one another. But what in the world does all this have to do with self-control? Let's take another look at Proverbs 25:8 again. A person without self-control is like a city whose walls are broken through. In biblical times, if a city didn't have a wall, the enemy would waltz right in and take over. There was literally no defense. What if one of the walls in your house was broken? What if there was a hole in the wall? What would that mean when it rained? The rain would just come right on in. Or in the summer, the sun, it would blaze and it would be 1,000,000 degrees inside your house. Animals and insects and scorpions would be running wild all over the house. Even the smallest hole could be trouble. In the same way, when you lose control, It's like the walls are broken through, and that can mean trouble. When you're not controlling yourself, your emotions, you're not paying attention to the things and to the people around you. And that's when things can get broken and you or other people get hurt. So here's the big idea for today. When you lose control, it can cause trouble. Getting mad turns into rage. Waiting turns into impatience. Without self-control, without the protections built up through respect, integrity, and love, you're totally wide open to making poor choices. But there's something we can all do when we feel the walls falling down and our emotions overwhelming us. Stop, breathe, and pray. Prayer is one of the things that connects each of us to God and God to us. When you pray, you are talking to God, and God promises to help you. God will help you build and keep strong walls of self-control around your life if you ask. So when you need help, ask God for it. God can help you say kind words when you don't feel like saying kind words. God can help you find peace when all you feel is upset and frustrated and rage. So remember, stop, breathe, and pray, because when you lose control, it can cause trouble.